50 Shades of Grey. First off, I'd like to start out talking about Dakota Johnson and Jamie Dornan as the leads, Anastasia Steele and Christian Grey, respectively. I went, as I was watching the movie and paying attention to it, I was getting more and more mad as I was going along about this, because since it has been so long since I read the book, I was getting so mad at these characters that I hated both characters. They were terrible, terrible people. Christian is a grade A asshole prick. Anastasia is a tease. And the reason I say this is Christian basically flat out lined out exactly what he wanted in their relationship, which is basically a business contract. He laid out exactly what it was that he wanted, exactly when he wanted it, how it was going to be done, and how things were going to be, how things were not going to be. And he was kind of a dick about it. But as the movie went on, I started to feel for Christian, and I'll just leave that there and I'll come back to that, because I want to explain why I thought that Anastasia was a tease and why she's a horrible person. The whole film, and consequently the whole book, Anastasia leads Christian on into thinking that he's going to get what he is after. She never fully fulfills what he wants, and it's like she'll just give him little snippets of what he's after. And yes, she was trying to build herself up in her confidence with this and trying to make herself more comfortable with this. But the way the film ended, all of a sudden, I'm kind of rooting for the Christian character, because I am liking his character more and liking Anastasia's character less. Because while he treated her, while he didn't necessarily treat her the best, he laid it out for her from the beginning how he was. All she had to do was accept it. But she couldn't accept it because she was falling for him. She wanted more out of the relationship, and she could never give him what he wanted. Now, when the next film comes out, 50 Shades Darker, maybe this will expand more, and maybe things will start to change. Now, I haven't read the second book yet. I haven't read the third book yet. I may go ahead and read them before the next movie comes out, because maybe I'll do another review. But as of right now, without knowing anything else about the story, I don't like Anastasia at all. She does not deserve Christian. Christian honestly doesn't deserve her either, because she's a terrible person. And that's my opinion on this. Um, Now, some of you watching this may feel differently, but I was asked to do this review because they wanted a guy's point of view of this movie and of this story. And so that's my opinion. Anastasia's a bitch, and I don't like her at all. So that being said, we'll get over that part of it. Let's talk about some more happy parts of this. One of the things that I love the most, my favorite scene actually in this whole movie, is when they're having the business meeting when they're discussing the contract. It's very formal. It's very straight and to the point, but it's actually kind of funny to see. The way it was portrayed on film was a little different than how they did it in the book, but it was kind of funny. It was lighthearted considering that it was such intense subject matter. And it kind of brought a relief that was needed because it was getting very, very deep and very intense, the movie was. And so it was nice to see that. Another thing that I also liked was how they did the text messaging back and forth, or the instant messaging on the computer back and forth. It plopped up like a little blurb up in the corner of the screen, and it was reminiscent of like the pop-up videos from the 90s that VH1 used to do. So that was kind of cool. I liked that. The thing that I liked most of all about this movie was the soundtrack. I had a friend of mine loan this to me because I wanted to listen through it because I liked some of the stuff that was on it. The soundtrack was actually the best part of this whole movie. The songs that they picked fit in perfect for the situation that was going on screen. I really liked Danny Elfman's score. That was really good. Some of the standout highlight tracks is Owl Nation's cover of I'm on Fire. I also liked Frank Sinatra's Witchcraft. Of course, I've always liked that song to begin with, so that was always a good one. And believe it or not, I actually really enjoyed Beyonce's remix of Crazy in Love. We saw that first in the trailer, and I actually really, really do like that song. Annie Lennox, I Put a Spell on You was okay. It was not as good as the original, but I'm kind of a fan of the original more. That was pretty decent. But overall, the soundtrack is really good. I highly recommend it. Even if you don't like the movie, I highly recommend you picking up the soundtrack. It's really, really good. It's got some good stuff on it. Overall, would I recommend this movie? I'm not the target audience. Obviously not the target audience for this movie. This movie and books, in turn, I think it helped open the eyes of a lot of women out there who maybe have never considered what it could be like to be in a sub-dom relationship. This is not exactly, from what I understand about sub-dom relationships, is not an accurate portrayal of a sub-dom relationship. It seems to kind of be kind of mixing a master-slave or an S&M relationship with a sub-dom. So it's not entirely accurate, but like I said, it's kind of geared towards people who would have never considered this type of activity, and it kind of opens up the doors maybe in relationships that maybe they might be considering something like that. And so that, on that case, in that kind of situation, it's decent. As a movie itself, it's good. It's a good movie in itself. again, it's got compelling characters that I don't like. It's got a pretty, it's got an alright story. I would say maybe overall, if I had to write a number to it, I'd give it about a 7 out of 10. So that's my opinion of 50 Shades of Grey. I hope you enjoyed watching this. If you've seen the movie, maybe you have different opinions on it, and that's fine. That's what life's all about. One final thing I will end up on, the ending. The ending. When I read that there was an alternate ending to this, I got so pissed off about this, because if you're going to do the ending of a movie and base it on the book, then why not just do the ending of the book? And I have to, eat crow a little bit, because honestly, I was okay with the alternate ending. Surprisingly, I went back to the theatrical cut and watched the ending of there, and the elevator closes and it goes to credits. Whereas in the alternate ending, spoiler alert, it's kind of a montage of the relationship, and Anastasia on the bed crying, Christian in a board meeting, and he just gets up and leaves. So maybe that's foreshadowing into the next book where he goes after her. Maybe. I don't know. I haven't read the book. But for the most part, yes, I was surprisingly okay with the alternate ending, which doesn't happen very often. So, but thank you for watching. I haven't done a review in quite a while. I'm going to start, I will try and start doing this more and more often. I missed doing this, but thank you for watching. Thank you, Irma, for putting the request in for this. I hope it's satisfactory to you, and thanks for watching. Bye. Blessed be.